They said they were going to save Libya. Today, let's go to Libya and compare Libya to that of when Omar Gaddafi was ruling Libya, and we'll find out the differences. Today, Libya is in tatters. Libya is going down. Right now that we have seen another leader in Africa rising up to serve the interests of the people, America is back again. If America want to save somebody, they can go to South Sudan. If America want to save somebody, they can go to Congo. If America indeed want to save themselves, it will be better off than they coming to save Burkina. No Burkina Bay is saying that they need their help and they should go out of Burkina. That's what we are saying.
They killed Muammar Gaddafi during the reign of Barack Obama. Here comes our own Ibrahim Traore during this intergenerational war which have threatened that Africa must unite. And now they want to eliminate our own Ibrahim Traore. Our parents were silent during the reigns of Barack Obama when they assassinated Muammar Gaddafi. Do you think we Africans youth, we shall agree and stay humble when you want to intimidate and kill our own Ibrahim Traore because he wants Africa to be dependent and Africa to become a nation rather than having sovereign nations that claims to have democracy and just imperialism affecting our nations? That's why these nations, useless, stupid nations that we are bonded, that we are bonded in a certain map which doesn't exist. That's why we are poor every time. We want Africa to become a nation and Ibrahim Traore is the leader. And the African leaders won't say anything. Not even the African Union. They will say that, I don't know, democracy. There is no democracy in Burkina Faso. And democracy itself is the fate of poverty in Africa. We want a sovereign nation called the United States of Africa. And how do we join the Burkina Faso in this war? We want to join Ibrahim Traore and protect him. We want to become the leaders of our nations, and Africa is our business, and this is the place and the land that we shall raise our own children. Touch Ibrahim Traore, we are marching forward, not even marching. Can you recruit us in the army of Burkina Faso?
President Traore, I am from Jamaica, and I am praying for you. Come in the 30th. I don't know if they're going to march in Jamaica, but if they go march, I'm going to march. But if they're not going to march, I'm going to spend the whole day on my knees, praying, begging God to cover you, begging Yahshua, the Holy Spirit, to cover you from the plan of these enemies. When I was small, I remember Gaddafi, but I never felt it that much. Because at the end of the day, he was living in luxury. But you're not living in luxury. You are for the people. You are for the people. And I'm going to go on my knees and I'm going to pray you up, young man, in covering. Stay covered in Jesus' name.
Yo, what up? Boy Samadu here again. So basically, I want all Burkina Faso people to understand this. Ibrahim Traore is not only for Burkina Faso. This man is for all of us. I made a recent video about Ibrahim Traore. And so many people, you can see people from different countries, got different skin colors. They come and comment my video. They're talking about it. They're supporting us in this fight. So you gotta understand, I'm from Burkina Faso too, and I'm so proud of it. I'm African. Apart from that, I'm African. I'm from all over the world. Whatever is true, whatever is right, we're gonna support that. So basically, I'm telling you right now, this fight, we gotta make together. On the 30th of April, people are coming out from all over the world to process for Ibrahim Traore and for the all Africa, for the world, basically. So make sure, find out in your town, in your city, where the procession is going on. Try to join people, spend some time with them, talk about it, show up, do whatever you can. Do you hear about Thomas Sankara? Do you hear about Patrick Lumumba? Do you hear about Sekou Touré? In that moment, our parents couldn't do much because the world wasn't so developed. But right now, we got our phone, we got social media, we can see everything, whatever is going on. So we're not gonna stop right there doing nothing about it. We're gonna do something about it. So make sure you stand up and let's do this.
That one here for Ibrahim Traore. Wagwan, me general. Every black man on this earth at the moment, I support what you do. Cause here we are now. A long time them no want to see Africa stand and unite. See? Them won't go and divide Africans. Come thief we mineral. Come divide we and fight. Make we fight against each other. See? So the thing you do right now, the general, every African pan earth to support you, see? So here we are now. When you liberate Africa and make Africa for Africans, Gaddafi did say that. I will see what heap of time what them do for African leader will come up, stand and try unite Africans. You see what Gaddafi do? And that you do, my general. See? We see what them do to Zimbabwe president. We see what them do to Amin Dada. Idi Amin. We see what heap of time. See? So when you liberate Africa and you become the first African president, every black man on this earth should have a citizenship to Africa. Them should have come in and come out, buy property, buy land, build house, married, settle down. Cause them are African. Right now Jamaicans them happy to see Africa a liberate. Seeing? Cause for them profit, me not call them musician enough. For them profit, see this long time. One Jamaica tell me said the last will become the first. That are the prophecy, seeing? So Ibrahim Traore, big up yourself, be general. Right now Africa feel the spirit of unification, uniting, loving and building one Africa. Seeing me general?
Guess what? Africa has risen. I wouldn't say Africa uprising. Why? Because African youth are taking it by force. There is a plan for a protest on the 30th of April 2025 in favor of Captain Ibrahim Traore. Finally, after years of the West having their way and going scot-free, we are saying we are tired and we want them to get their hands off our Captain Ibrahim Traore. Let's watch this video. Now, in the past, how did these guys get their hands on some of our leaders? What they did was to spread propaganda, spread wrong narrative and information concerning our leaders. And that they have done concerning Captain Ibrahim Traore. Let's watch the video of this young man.
Africa and Africans, especially Burkina Faso citizens, who stand by Ibrahim Traore at this point so that the plan of these Westerners will not come to pass. Now, let me quickly play a video of Idi Amin. Slowly listen to what Idi Amin said, the former president of Uganda.
This is a point which I wanted to bring to your attention. And therefore, with this particular, there is the movement. Therefore, they make news in their news media. Before you can be assassinated, they can focus from the world opinion that you are murderer, you are this, you are this, you are this. But they wanted to draw the attention of the world that you are very bad, while they have already planned everything. But God is there with them.
Did you see that? They operated in this manner. So we've already studied. We know that this is how they operate. And we know they are coming for Captain Ibrahim Traore. And African youths are not going to sit back any longer. Because this is beyond just Burkina Faso. This is now a fight for our nation, fight for our continent, fight for Africa. I got a WhatsApp message on the protest that is to hold on the 30th of April. They said, on the 30th of April 2025, we are raising our voices across every African nation and the diaspora. 1, to defend Traore. 2, to demand sovereignty. 3, to end foreign military control and exploitation. They said, this is not just about one man. This is about the soul of Africa. This is about our future, our resources, our people, our power. If we allow what happened to Thomas Sankara, Gaddafi, and the likes to happen to Burkina Faso's president, Captain Ibrahim Traore, then we are not ready as Africans for revolution. We are not ready to take back Africa from the hands of these Westerners. And we've seen it. We've seen that this is the scheme they use. This is how they plot against our leaders. And they've done it to Captain Ibrahim Traore. Imagine coming out to say that he uses the gold in Burkina Faso to enrich himself. We are not going to sit back and watch them do that. And that is why the youth are taking to the streets to demand that the West gets their hands off our Captain Ibrahim Traore.
Tell me why I'm going to the US Embassy today and finding out there was a protest going on. And yeah, I don't really know what it's about. Am I the only one who didn't know what it's about? And I still don't know what it's about. So I came to you guys to understand what's going on. And they were chanting, holding up their flags. I couldn't really recognize my flag. It wasn't there. Like the Zimbabwean flag wasn't there. The South African flag was not there. The Zambian flag was not there. It's like particular countries like Jamaican, Congolese, what else did I say? I forgot. But yeah, so basically they were holding up this man's portrait. I don't know him. I don't know the other names that were there. So I just really wanted to find out. Please let me know if you do know.
I spoke officially for the son of Africa, Muammar Gaddafi. Today, I speak up, albeit not officially, for another son of Africa, Ibrahim Traore. They came for Gaddafi and killed him. They killed Sankara before that. Lumumba. They went after Samora Machel and many, many others of our revolutionary sons. We must not allow them to come after our son and brother Ibrahim Traore. He is leading a genuine African revolutionary liberation project. He wants to have control for all Africans over our natural resources. He wants Africans to be united, to have African sovereignty, not just political or military, but African economic sovereignty. They come after him not because of democracy or human rights or stability, but to destroy his liberation project. Exactly what they did with Gaddafi, exactly what they did with Sankara, what they did with Samora Machel, what they did with Nkrumah of Ghana, and many, many other sons of Africa. Today, we must stand up. We must fight. Come with us to support the revolution in the Sahel region of our continent. Come to say no to imperialist forces of the West that keeps trying to maintain its hegemony and control over our continent. We must stand together.
This is sad, but it's true. Most of us don't know how to read the room. And when I talk about reading the room, I mean we don't know how to discern the folk that are around us, or the folk that's in our space. And consequently, we keep getting our hearts broken and our feelings hurt because we find out that people are pretenders and imposters. We find out that everybody that is in our face is not necessarily in our corner. We find out that smiling faces tell lies. One of the ways you need to read the room is you need to see how people handle your wins. Always be mindful of people who are loud on your losses but silent on your successes, because what you're dealing with is a hater in disguise. You're dealing with an imposter who is not around you for the purpose of supporting you, but rather for the purpose of undermining you. And if we're not careful, we will give our best spaces to the worst people. If we're not careful, we will allow people to occupy seats they're not qualified for. And this is the truth, y'all. Fake friends are more dangerous than real enemies.
Welcome back. So we take a look at Africans in the diaspora who are supporting the president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore, because the West is trying something foul against the president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore. So during a US Senate meeting, this general known as General Michael Langley made this revelation that Ibrahim Traore is using the resources of Burkina Faso, and particularly the gold reserve, to protect himself and his junta regime. And this has sparked a lot of outrage on the internet, and black people, particularly the youth, are standing in solidarity with the people of Burkina Faso. I looked at this video of this Jamaican woman and I am very impressed. I believe that a lot of Jamaicans and people in the Caribbean who are of African descent are also supporting President Ibrahim Traore, because it was this same procedure that they use in order to come after Muhammad Gaddafi, the then president for Libya, because they also accused him the same way, sent a false reportage through the news outlet, and so the people of Africa let their guard down. They did not stand up for Muhammad Gaddafi, and the people were able to get him. Now, on the turn of Ibrahim Traore, in this era and dispensation where news is available readily for each and every individual, thanks to social media, we are able to get all this information, and we can read through the lines and get to know things that are true and things that are false. These accusations against Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traore, each and every African or anyone around the world know that this is never true, that Captain Ibrahim Traore is using the gold reserve for himself and his junta regime. And even if it is so, he is a citizen of Burkina Faso. So if a citizen of Burkina Faso is using resource of Burkina Faso, what is wrong with it? You are living in your country. Your country also has problems. There are billionaires in the United States. There are oligarchs in the United States of America. And now the country is being controlled by oligarchs. What is the Senate also saying about this? These are some of the conversations that should be raised in the Senate of the United States of America, yet they overlook all these conversations and then they turn their back in order to ask or tell us about things happening in Africa. The hypocrisy is too much, and Africans have been able to read between the lines, and we know what is true from what is a lie. So it was the same lies that was told about Muhammad Gaddafi, and they came after him. Now, in the era of Ibrahim Traore, they want to use the same tactics, peddle these same falsehood and lies against Ibrahim Traore. But Africans or African youth have seen these lies and they said no. At this time, at this particular moment, African youth are standing in solidarity with Ibrahim Traore. Now, the country of Libya was doing very well during the reign of Muhammad Gaddafi. They had a lot of things that were free. Education, for instance, was free up to the tertiary level. Housing was never a problem. Even unborn kids were having housing available. But now if you go over there, it has turned into something else. And that is what the West always want, in order for them to pounce on us and then be able to siphon our resources from the continent of Africa and use it to enrich themselves whilst they leave us impoverished. But this time around, Africans said that they are not going to allow this. Particularly African youth said that they are not going to allow this. During our era, we have read about history of things that have happened, leaders who have been eliminated because they stood for their country. Talk of Patrice Lumumba, Thomas Sankara, Muhammad Gaddafi, Kwame Nkrumah, and the likes. We read about this, but in this dispensation, we are not going to allow our children and our grandchildren to also read about Captain Ibrahim Traore. No, it is never going to happen. And in this day and in this time that social media is available, think that African youth are really utilizing this in order to stand in solidarity with Burkina Faso. Let me know what you also think about all these in the comment section below. And also don't forget to share this video with your friends and your family on other social media platforms like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and other social media platforms. Also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Just click the subscribe button down here. Click on the subscribe button. Click as well on the notification bell. And I'd like to see you again in my next video.